Welcome back, it's me, Lou. I'm here for another action figure unboxing and review. Today from Super7 in their DX Deluxe line, we are featuring Thundercats Lino Deluxe action figure. Alright, so today is November 24th, 2024. I bought this recently at one of my local Targets. I was quite surprised to find this action figure. I don't remember my Target stocking Super7 figures except for the Reaction line of action figures. My Walmarts do happen to stock Super7s, but surprisingly they're the Super7 Ultimates. But this one, kind of took me back, and I pulled the trigger on it immediately. It's somewhat pricey in the States. You're paying upwards towards north of $30 for this action figure. So if you happen to already have the Super7 Ultimates version of Lino, any one of the previous ones that were released over the last few years, this is something you might want to think about, because if you already have the Ultimate ones, those are a lot better because they come with more accessories. But there's something novel about finding this figure at Target. It's a little bit more streamlined. They're only giving you the essential accessories. You're not getting like the kit and caboodle, like with extra hands and heads and whatnot. For this one, you're just getting the glove and the sword. And I do believe the figure is kind of a refresh of the previous Lino, with updated color scheme, which I think is more reflective of the animated series. And I believe the torso piece is a little bit more up to date than the last one, because you'll notice it kind of has a diaphragm cut as opposed to the previous ab crunch. On the back, you just have a very, very plain, simple, iconic image of the Thundercats. Nothing else. Super7, they're also doing this style of action figure with like their Conan Ultimates line of action figures. They've released Conan as part of their DX Deluxe line, and much like this one, it's very streamlined, coming with the very bare essential accessories. Alright, so we have the two accessories with the glove and the Sword of Omens right here. Again, if you've already handled the previous releases of Lino from Super7, it's not like this is breaking any new ground. Alright, so Lino stands in at about 7.5 inches. It's a really well-crafted action figure, as you can see. Let's get him into focus first. And he does not want to focus. Why is that? Alright, there we go. Yeah, gorgeous looking figure. I really do like the color scheme on this. I believe it's a little bit closer to the animated series in terms of its presentation. The flesh tone is a little bit paler than some of the other figures that we've gotten in the past. But I do love the contrast between like his hair and then the makeup on his, or not the makeup, but the markings on his face. The markings around his eyes and the eyes themselves very cleanly printed on. He has the subtle change in flesh tone around his eyes and his mouth, almost kind of like recreating a lion's snout. And then he has his gorgeous red mane on top. Very clean figure. That's the first thing that came to my mind when I saw this at the store. There's just something about seeing these Super7 figures packaged on a single card in a blister, as opposed to their standard Ultimates where they're in the giant box with all the accessories framed around them. Seeing an action figure packaged the way this one was, it feels very much like an homage to the kind of action figures we got in the 80s and 90s. You know, it's still a premium collectible, but this kind of like downscaled. On his belt, very clean printing for the Thundercats logo. And you'll notice he has a little peg on the side to clip on the accessories. In terms of Lino's articulation, you have movement in the head, his arms, articulated bicep, elbow swivel, articulated wrists, a nice diaphragm cut, which allows for some range of motion, which is pretty decent. Swivels at the waist, legs kick up, knees bend, and they do swivel at the below the knee. And he does feature ankle articulation. And in terms of accessories, could we mount this on here? Yeah, this is kind of a holdover. The peg here is kind of a holdover from the Ultimates figure. So unfortunately, none of the accessories really attach to this properly. I mean, you could kind of clip the sword like this, but it's not that ideal of a look. Also, in terms of the scale, did we do that already? I can't remember. Here he is next to a Marvel Legends Hasbro Wolverine figure. Here he is next to a Diamond Select Gotham figure. It's the Sean Pertwee Alfred. Here he is next to a standard Marvel Legends figure. We have the X-Men character Vulcan. And then we have the McFarlane DC Multiverse Batman, which is a 1/10 scale action figure. So it's slightly larger than a 6-inch scale figure and slightly smaller than a 7-inch scale action figure. And if you're wondering, here he is next to a Masters of the Universe Mattel Origins figure. Much shorter. This is probably much more in line with the larger Mattel Masterverse figures. So if you're into collecting Masterverse, this might scale pretty well next to that. Overall, it's an excellent looking action figure. If you already have the Ultimates version of Lino, you know, any of the ones that were released over the years, this one might be an easy pass. For me, I just kind of like the overall presentation of the figure. It's very clean. The single card design looks awesome. His hands are kind of stiff, so you're going to have to heat them up with a hairdryer or hot water just to get the fingers to unclasp so you can put the sword on. But it will go in, but yeah, the plastic here is very stiff. Overall, a fantastic purchase. You know, I'm very stoked on this. I'm glad to have it. So, if you're into Thundercats, it's worth checking out. Let's get the glove on. Yeah, that pretty much completes the look. It's looking fantastic. Alright, so with that being said, let's wrap this one up. Once again, my name is Lou. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning viewer or subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support. I greatly appreciate it. So until the next video, be safe, take care of yourself, buy lots of toys, and most importantly, be happy. And I'll see you at the next one. Alright, later.